Good morning guys. So while I was laying in bed, thinking this morning, which is something that I've been doing a lot since I've been building the tiny house, is I just kind of think about the things that I've done either like the past day or things that I'm gonna be doing like today or in the future, and how those might lead to problems, or like, you know, like I'm just trying to think ahead and try to predict whether what I'm doing is the right thing to do, or or I should do something else. Something that I noticed when I was securing it to the block in the wall there is that the holes that I was putting the screws through were threaded holes, and I was just like, that doesn't really make sense that I'm using these holes in order to secure the shower valve to the block, because normally holes that you use to secure something, they won't have threads in it, right? So it didn't really make sense to me. So I was like, what would those holes be used other than, you know, holes to secure the shower valve to the block? And I'm like, well, those holes are probably to hold, you know, this thing, the cover plate, in place, which I would be correct in my assumption there. So what I did this morning was I just quickly stopped off at Home Depot. I grabbed some 3/4 inch straps here. I just secured the shower valve using these straps, and I'll just give you a little bit of a close-up on it. So before, I had screws through these holes here securing the shower valve to the block, but I just attached 3 of these straps to these to the female adapters here, to the pecs. And I think it is really secure on there, so it's not gonna be moving. So a plumber would obviously know not to do that. They would know to use some straps, or they would use some other method in order to actually secure the shower valve to the block there. But since I've never done any plumbing in my life before, but it just kind of struck me as being not correct by securing the shower valve using those holes, even though that they're threaded. So it's a really good idea when you're doing stuff like this is to really think about it. If anything kind of jumps at you as not being, maybe it's not the best thing to do, just think about it a little bit, maybe do a little bit more research, because it could save you running into bigger issues down the road. So what I'm gonna be doing today is pressurizing the whole water system, making sure that there's no leaks or anything like that, and that everything is. So what I'm gonna do first is go to the utility box and make it so that I can actually attach a hose to the water system, so that we can pressurize it and see if there's any leaks or anything like that. So I'm gonna get started with that right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get one of the garden hoses hooked up to the house. So coming down from the main disconnect here, we'll have a pipe go through the bottom of the utility box. It'll connect into this adapter, and then that'll screw into here. And then you can hook up a garden hose to the bottom of that. So I'll put that on the cold side and on the hot side so that I can test both of them. Let's get her done. So when you have a metal to metal connection, like we do with this here, you definitely want to use some of this plumber's tape and just seal up the joint. So you just wrap it around the threads here. Probably at least 3 to 5 times or so. Then you want to use your channel locks to get this tightened up nicely.
Side.
Yeah.
I can see that coming in handy. I've never even thought of that either.
Yeah, but
Those badass inside there.
yeah.
And soft or something like that.
Mm-hmm. You can do that as well, right? So.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the garden hose here hooked up, and just attach it to the tiny house. And so my lovely assistant Andrew is gonna just make sure that the shower valve is actually off. I'm pretty sure it's in the off position, so we're just going to turn the water onto the house and just make sure that there's no leaks or anything like that. And cool. All right, so the house is pressurized to this point right here. So we're just gonna release the valve. Well, since we don't have any hot water yet, that's still gonna be shut off. And oh shit. Oh my God, there's water in the house.
No water.
No water? That's good.
You can hear it turning on from inside.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and you can hear the water dropping out of it once you turned off the water.
Well, no, it's still on.
Oh, it's still on?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we just gotta make sure that there's no leaks. All right, let's see if this works. That's not good. Oh.
It probably just had to get the
Yeah.
air out of the line.
Whoa.
Yeah, it looks like all the air's out now. Usually when you want to purge air out of a system, you want to run like 3 to 4 gallons out of it.
Well, there's no hot water either, so when I go up like that, no hot water is gonna come out. But when I go in the middle there,
Yeah.
that's the water. Oh shit. Oh yeah, baby. D-Man the plumber. All right, so the plumbing is working so far. What I'm probably gonna do is test out the hot side on the system as well and pressurize that, and then try the shower once more just to make sure that there's no leaks on the hot side. And before I do that, I'm just gonna leave the whole system pressurized for at least 10 or 15 minutes, have a sip of water, and just come back and make sure that there's no leaks or anything like that. So everything is looking good so far, and I'm just so glad that this is working because I was so frustrated yesterday running the one supply line through all the studs there, and I'm glad that everything is good today. So I'm gonna work on insulating the pipes in the utility box here. These are the ones that are most likely to freeze when we do get some below 0 temperatures. When I say below 0, I mean below 0 Celsius, which is the freezing temperature in Celsius, which would be 32 Fahrenheit if you're working with the imperial system. In our climate, we do get some temperatures that do go below freezing just for a short time during the night, but it usually warms up well above into the 60s and 70s throughout the daytime. So we do want to have a little bit of protection just to prevent these from freezing when it does go just a little bit below freezing. So I've just got some standard pipe insulation, and then I've also got some T's and some elbows in the insulation as well, and then some of this wrap just to make sure that everything is tight and secure. So I'm just gonna start working on this, and I will do the pipes on the inside of the house. Those aren't nearly as important as these ones, but I'm just gonna do them anyways just because the insulation's like super cheap and it won't really take that much time at all. Just need to get one more elbow for up there, and I use these 1-inch straps to hold this down. Looking good. So the plumbing rough-in is pretty well done. Did the pressure test. Just have like a few little extra pieces of insulation that I need to get from the store, and then that's all done. So what I'm gonna do tomorrow is take the day off, get a material list going for all the electrical stuff that I need, and go and order all that stuff and get it here. Then I can start 2 days from now with all the electrical, which is something that I should be good at. Something that I did want to ask from someone who's very knowledgeable with home theater systems is how I would run the home theater system that we're gonna have in this tiny house. So I'm gonna tell you what I want, and if you could let me know how to do it, that would be, so right up here there's gonna be one of those digital projectors. The computer that's gonna run it, it's gonna be right here. On either side of the window, I wanted some in-wall speakers. I just want those speakers like hidden away. So I'd run some speaker wires from the speakers all the way over here, but I need an amplifier that isn't gonna be very big to run those speakers, because there's gonna be some shelves here. There's gonna be like a kind of like a shelving unit right here where the computer is gonna be. Then I'll have the HDMI cable run from the projector down to here. But I was just wondering, what type of amplifier should I get? It needs to be pretty small. And what I'd also like is to have some speakers that are gonna be on the exterior of the house. How could I do it so that the amplifier controls each set of speakers separately? So I could be playing either music outside or inside, but not both. So if that makes any sense, let me know the type of system or the type of amplifier and in-wall speakers and whatever that I would need in order to actually do that. And obviously the sound from whatever video that we're playing here that's going through the projector, I'd obviously want coming out of those speakers. Awesome, thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace!